Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Rocky. When I got over here, I heard the pads. When I was in my car, and I heard the pads. I heard the sound, the beep, the alarm.
Yeah.
I get over here, I get the smell, and I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking boxing gym over here. That was beautiful. Oh yeah, Rocky. First of all, congratulations on your last fight over
Thank
there
you.
in Rosarito. I heard that was amazing. A lot of people were talking about your performance. I want to know a little bit about that. What was your training like, and how did you get mentally prepared for that fight?
So every training camp leading up to the fight, I try to get the best possible training. You know, staying on the path of just staying working out,
Focus.
focused, not going out, not hanging out with friends, just a daily routine every single day leading up to the fight, and being very militant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk to me about that. How is that like? That discipline, consistency? Because boxers, it's a hard life, man.
yeah.
You guys have a hard life. You guys are not bullshitting around, very focused, no friends, not going out, only dedicated to the sport. And I want to know from your point of view, talk to us. What is that like? Is are you? Is there a moment that you say, oh, "This is not worth it," or "This is worth all the all the effort"? Talk to me from your point of view.
Yeah, like you said, it's very hard and it's a very lonely sport. You know, people hit you up to go out and stuff, but you can't. You got to be on your routine. Your military routine is basically like a military thing, and that's why you got to be lonely in the sport. And it's hard to wake up in the morning to go running, even when it's raining or whatever the weather's like. It's hard to go running at 5, 6, 7 a.m. or to do strength and conditioning and then sparring maybe a couple hours after, or sparring on a Friday night. You know, not a lot of people are willing to do that and sacrifice to do that. But like you said, it's a very disciplined thing, and not a lot of people can have that discipline. And for me personally, I get that discipline from within. I don't need anyone to tell me to how to do my routine. I do it from within. Yeah.
Why are you doing all of this? Why is there a purpose behind? Is this something that you are, like you say, within? That did you just like to do it? Is there a bigger purpose, or how does that work from you?
Uh, I think from the way I was raised, from my dad and my mom, mainly my dad, being disciplined. And why do I like doing it? I just have a passion for the sport. I've always had a passion for fighting since I was a kid. When I was in school, I went to 4 elementary schools because I got kicked out of 3 of them for fighting and stuff like that. So I've always had a passion for fighting, and sometimes the discipline, it could be from passion, but sometimes it's discipline because, you know, the passion's not always gonna be there every single day, every single week. Sometimes that goes away, so that's where discipline kicks in, to where it becomes a routine. Just like the famous Mike Tyson quote, I forgot how it goes. You got to do something that you hate like you love it.
That's how it
Yeah,
goes. Yeah,
yeah.
doing what you hate, like you love
Like
it.
you love it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes I like running, sometimes I hate it.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm cutting weight the last week and I'm barely drinking any water and I gotta run 5 miles on an empty stomach. I would not want to do that, but that's where the discipline comes in.
You know what? Conor McGregor says that
Yeah.
when your stomach is empty, he say it will take you places.
It does.
It does mentally?
Yeah, it does. Mentally, yeah, it makes you more of a meaner, hungry person for sure.
So
Like
that means that
you're
when
in a
you
starvation mode, yeah.
that means that when you're in the second mile, you know that you got three more to go,
Yeah.
and you're there cutting the way.
Yeah.
Not too much water in your
It's
system.
brutal. It's brutal. Imagine wearing a sauna suit in a 90-degree weather and you're sweating and you don't have no water in your system on the last week. It's brutal, but that's where it conditions your mind too mentally, running more so conditions your body, but also your mind. That's where it leads up to the fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about the sparring, you went to Wild Card
Yes.
in Los Angeles to spar over there. You met the legendary Freddie,
Freddie
and
Roach,
then
yeah.
talk to me about that. Was it the first time that you been over there?
Second
or
time.
The second
I
time.
went there my first time last year for one of my camps, and then for this camp I went twice to get work over there, and I'm gonna start doing that more often now. Going to Wild Card or going to other gyms outside of San Diego to do my camps, just to get a broad variety of different styles, and I can see people's different styles and different work ethics and just getting that experience of that type of level.
How does that work for you as an athlete? This is the way I see it, but I don't know if it's true. Okay, let's say I'm an athlete, I'm a fighter. I'm carefully choosing who's gonna be training me. So when you say to go and see other people's styles, other work ethics, is that what you're talking about? Kind of like, if I need to go to the next level, who is the person that's gonna give me that? Is that what you're talking about?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
So some people, you don't want to be stuck in the same circle sparring the same people, because then you're not going to see other people's styles. So if you end up fighting on the bigger stage against someone from Ukraine or Britain, you don't get that style in San Diego. So you have to, reach out and go to other places and see their different styles and spar with them and get that sparring to get that experience. And it also sharpens you, because sometimes it's better work out in other places. Sometimes it's not. But it's always good to get that variety of work.
Wow, that's let me check out the camera real quick.
Okay.
You're looking good. You see, those are the things that makes the difference between the athletes. So you go over there, you're meeting these amazing people. You can see the different.
It also builds connections too.
It builds connect. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's not only seeing the the variety of styles that you can see, but the people that you are meeting on the way. The people that can see and say, "Wait a minute, who's that?"
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so it's
it gets
kind
your
of
name
like,
out there more, and also you go into someone else's territory, so it also builds a different confidence level within you. Yeah.
wow. Talk to me about some of those styles. You know, you go over there, they have different styles.
Yeah.
You probably notice it, and then when you notice it, how does that work on you mentally? This is my question right here. Does it work like, I need to figure it out so I can survive the round, or I need to figure it out, but I need to get some tools from that guy because that's amazing. How does that work?
Yeah, you saw some people's tricks that they do in sparring, or sometimes someone might give you fits in sparring, and then you want to spar them again until you get a better look on their style. That way, just in case if you do run into that certain type of style in the pros, you know what to do from experience now. You know how to conquer that style from experience.
Wow.
Yeah. It also makes you, like I said, it makes you more sharper. You go back home, you study more, you work out more intense, just to come back and have a better performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes you a better fighter all around. It builds that connection, builds confidence.
I think that confidence comes from that mental, knowing mentally that you put the work and you never did nothing to affect the routine, huh? I'm very sure that's where it comes from. Now, you know, everybody, you were talking earlier about the nutrition, sometimes running on an empty stomach. I want to know, what is it for you in a place of cutting? What, do you get to a routine where you just say, what do you actually stop eating to get there? Or how do you, because you have to cut, but at the same time you need somehow a type of nutrition, I guess. How does that work? How do you balance that?
I do my own meal plans. Maybe in the future I should start having someone else doing meal preps for me. That way it could be more professional. But for right now, I do my own meal preps. I get my own food. I know what my body needs. I know good, healthy nutrition that my body needs. So I do it on my own. Sometimes I might do stuff where it wouldn't be healthy to cut weight. Maybe I might starve myself the whole night after a workout just to be on weight. Stuff like that. But it's never been impossible. It's never been impossible. And all my weight cuts have been smooth, and I felt strong after my weight cuts. So I feel like I'm doing it right with my water intake and water cutting and nutrition and food and meal plans. Yeah.
But what is it in there? What's the menu looks like? It's like when you say diet, most of us that we don't know about this, we say, well, he's probably eating just lettuce. You know, what is that? What's your menu looks like?
So in the morning, maybe I might work out on an empty stomach, strength and conditioning or running. If I go run, I'll go do it on an empty stomach. I'll come back home and eat maybe some eggs, some ground beef with it, and ground beef, maybe some steak or stuff like that. So a lot of protein, but something light. Avocados, the good fats, not the healthy fats, not the bad carbs. And then I'll go to work. When I'm at work, maybe I'll eat something light. I'll eat every 4 hours, something light, up until I work out again at nighttime. And at nighttime, I'll do boxing again, and then maybe go run after at 24 and do sauna. So that's a lot of calories burned. Yeah. I'll go back home and then eat some steak again, maybe, and eggs. It looks like the same thing as my morning food. Yeah.
A little bit
heavier. Yeah.
So the body has the right fuel, but not so much to get you going up on weight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's throughout the day. I'm eating very lightly, every 4 hours. Some fruit, maybe. Some Greek yogurt, stuff like that. Yeah.
What about after a fight? You finish a fight, you're done. What is it that you say, man, I'm gonna eat this?
My favorite cheat meal is pizza. Wow. I'll get a whole box of pizza and finish it myself.
No way.
Yeah.
From where?
Anywhere, man. Anywhere that has good pizza. Felipe's. I like Felipe's a lot.
Where's that at?
Felipe's, they got one in PB. They got one. They got a bunch of spots. Felipe's. It's a well-known franchise. We gotta talk to them.
We got the new sponsor right here. Felipe's.
Yeah. Well, I'll eat a whole box of pizza for sure right after my fights.
Pepperoni?
I get pepperoni. I like pineapples and jalapenos.
You like pineapples?
I like pineapples, yeah.
Oh, I'm a pineapple person. That's a debate that we can have. That's a whole podcast right there.
Yeah, it is. I like pineapples on my pizza. Pepperonis, pineapples, and jalapenos.
That sounds great, man. Hey, talk to me a little bit about your roots. Where are you from? If I'm not mistaken, you're doing this to become the first one and a certain demographic. Talk to me about that, because I think that's very important for us to know. I'm
born in America. My mom and dad are from Iraq. Ethnically, we are Chaldean. There's not many Chaldeans in the sport. There is no, in history, no Chaldean boxing champion. So I'm definitely looking to be the first one for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we right now can probably be talking to the first one right here, right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Most definitely.
And I'm gonna tell you something. For what I see, not only in the dedication that I see on your social media, but I'm talking about what people talk about you very positively, what they see on you, and I'm serious about that. People are expressing their argument on what you have in the ring, and it seems like extremely promising. So I think you're building your own path, and you probably don't even know it, that the future is already written with you, with that bell saying, the first one, motherfuckers. How does that feel right now?
It would be legendary, the first Chaldean American boxing world champion. It's unheard of. I don't think a lot of Chaldeans have thought that could be possible. So looking to be the first one, maybe it would motivate the younger generation to get in the sport as well, because I feel like it's in our blood, man. We are warriors. We are warriors, and if looking back deep down in history, some of the ancient, because we're an ancient people, and some of the ancient artifacts show boxing as a sport. So it's been in our roots and our culture for a very long time, for sure. And I feel like it's in our DNA to be fighters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And like I say, the route that you're making for yourself is very promising, and especially the way you're doing it. Like you were saying at the beginning of this podcast, stay focused, no friends, always discipline, kicking out any possibility that can take you out from that path.
Dodging friends, dodging females. It's hard, but it comes with the sport. It comes with the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this is gonna be off topic, I guess. No, it's on topic. But your name is Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is that related to the Rocky films?
When I was a kid, yeah, because initially my first name is Rockman, and my nickname was Rocky when I was a kid. I got that nickname from fighting, I would say, when I was a kid. That's when I got my nickname Rocky for short. So, yeah, it could be from the Rocky movies. Yeah, it was definitely a connection from there, for sure.
I'm a huge fan of those movies. I think the backbone of Rap Block is those films. The reason why we do this is because of that. I was 6 years old, and in my town, which is a small town in Puerto Rico, Juana Diaz, I went with my cousin to watch a movie at the movie theater, and it was Rocky IV.
Rocky IV. Which one was that?
The one with Drago?
The Russian one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And since then, to this day, that's my favorite movie of all times. And I didn't know when I started working with athletes, the montage that I create had a beginning, an origin. I didn't know. Then it wasn't until I go through the process of building this platform that I'm doing that I said, wait a minute. This has an origin, and it's Rocky. It's the Rocky films.
Yeah.
And that was one of those aha moments that you have in life, like, wait a minute. But this is what I'm doing. I'm basically making small clips of Rocky everywhere with real athletes. So when I saw your name was Rocky, I was wondering, is that his name, or is that because of the films?
Yeah.
But now I understand
a little bit of both.
Yeah, they see you fighting
yeah.
when you were a kid, and it's like, yeah, that's Rocky right there.
And I grew up watching Rocky too, and I love the movies. It was inspirational.
What about Creed? That you got a chance to watch the Creed movies?
No. I watched a little bit of it, and to be honest, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
I like the Rocky movies.
I like Creed too, but I was missing Rocky.
I watched a little bit of it. I've never watched a full movie. I've only watched a little bit, and I don't know. For me, the Rocky movies are the original ones, and a lot more better.
Yeah,
sure.
it's just that underdog story, but the cinematography was very well done on Creed. I was very impressed what they did, but Rocky is just
you can't beat it. No.
Nah, it can't be such an amazing story like that, you know. Well, man, how do you feel right now? You think you're ready for me to do some Rocky videos of you?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
All right, man. Thank you for this, and
Thank you for the interview.
We're going to do some over here. We're going to have like 3 different sections. We're going to have one of you on the mountains. We're going to have one over here and one doing your strength conditioning, because it's fucking crazy what you do, man.
Some similar stuff to the Rocky IV movie.
All right.
Yeah, it's some similar stuff that you've seen in the montage and the training and stuff.
I got you, man. That's what I do for the video.
Good for the video, yeah.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.